Hello traders, the title of the video is Mastering Defensive Stock Part 5. Okay, thank you for watching part 1 to part 4. I believe you have watched each video in full, and now you can identify a defensive stock. You'll be able to recognize the first, the second, the third, and the fourth characteristic of a defensive stock. In this tutorial, we want to talk about the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. All right. So, if you want to include a defensive stock in your trading or investing portfolio, you need to know the characteristic of a defensive stock. All right. So now we want to talk about the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. If you do not know the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock, you will not be able to identify it or even include it in your trading or investing portfolio. All right. Let's get started. Generally speaking, whenever traders or investors or market participants hear the word defensive stock, the first thing that is coming to their mind is stock that belong to the healthcare sector, the utility sector, and also the food sectors. Those are the first things that are coming to the mind of a market participant. But as I demonstrate to traders in this series of videos, there are many other ways, effective ways that one can identify defensive stock. And now we want to talk about the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. All right, let's get started. A defensive stock could also be a stock with an excellent directors team. All right. So some investors, they do not check the balance sheets. All right. They do not do technical analysis. They do not do fundamental analysis. All they do, they follow directors. That's what they do. So they know that director is moving to another company. So some directors, they are very good to improve a struggling company. So anytime they know that that director is now heading to another company, and that company was struggling before, because of the track record of that director, those investors, they just go and buy that stock. They do not do any technical analysis, any fundamental analysis. The only thing that they know is that there is a safe hand, so to speak, an excellent director that is heading to that company. Therefore, they will buy. Because in the past, that director, everywhere he goes, if the company was struggling before, they will do everything to increase the value of shareholders. So all they do, they just follow the directors. So there are directors with a reputable record, excellent record, and they understand the market so well, and they will never go into another company if they know that they will fail. They put their reputation online, and they keep it high all the time. And they are sought after all the time, because companies that are struggling, companies that want to increase the value of their shareholder, they will go and recruit those high-skilled directors. All right. So in the fifth part of this series of video, talking about mastering defensive stock, part 5, a defensive stock could also be a stock with an excellent director team. They are reputable company directors with a proven track record that have demonstrated their skill to increase shareholders' value even in bearish economic environment. Many times they save shareholders and investors from the negative impacts of downtrend by implementing strategic business policies. So what these directors are doing, so a director that have always, managed, so some directors, maybe they don't move, they stay in the same company all the time, but what they are doing with their track record, anytime that they have a economic downturn, they manage to conserve or preserve the value of shareholders. So they have been in that company, and the investor track that director, they know that it's in place. In a previous economic downturn, they managed to save them a lot of money. They managed to navigate the company in the right direction. They managed to increase the value of shareholders. They managed to reduce the losses of shareholders in a downtrend. They have a proven track record. So we can use, as a characteristic of, a defensive stock, instead of looking at the stock itself or the balance sheet, we just follow, reputable, proven track record director or a director's team. All right, this is what this is about. The fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. One can refer to those directors as safe haven. So you want to know. So if you are riding in how you call it, in a storm, all right. You are flying in a storm, you want your plane to be in a safe hand. You want a skillful pilot that know how to fly the plane during a storm, isn't it? So the same thing you want to invest, or we are in economic downturn, you are looking for defensive stock, look for directors that we consider as a safe hand. So those directors, we refer to those directors as a safe hands. Truly, one does not want to hold the stock that belong to company that are mismanaged during recession. So suppose a company, you know that the director team, every time we have economic downtrend, they don't perform very well, and the shareholders end up licking their wounds, so to speak. They are losing more in a downtrend. So those directors are not safe hands. So when we have economic downturn, you can look at your portfolio. So here we are. So you have a portfolio before. So the economic environment was bullish. Every stock was going up. You were buying like a mad dog, buying all over the place. All right. You were the craziest, a bullish trader or investor out there. And you were making money all over the place. All right. Now you know that a downtrend is about to begin. All right. All the bells are ringing that data is about to begin. Now you are looking at your portfolio. So apart from other characteristics that we were talking about, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, now you want to use the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock to filter out, useless, holdings. So what you will do, apart from everything else, other characteristics, you can quickly look at, the stock that you are holding and check the directors. So you may try, for instance, to remove stocks that belong to a company managed by a director that is not considered as a safe hand. A company, so you are looking at your portfolio, so you may say, well, it looks to me that this director, Mr. Jack, always struggle to manage the company during a downtrend. Now, here we are, we have his stock here. What do? Just remove it, sell it. All right, you may sell it, you may sell it completely, remove it out of your portfolio, Or you see that all the stock that you hold are not in a safe hand, talking about the competence of the directors. You see, I have 70% of my portfolio are not in a safe hand, all right? So what do? You may decide to sell them if you want to, or you may decide to add to your portfolio other stocks, that belong to a director with a safe hand. So you'll be adding to your portfolio stocks, companies that are managed by directors that we consider as a safe hand. So when those that are considered as risky are going down during a downtrend, because you are adding more safe hand, so to speak, stock to your portfolio, those safe hand director stock will compensate for the stock that are going down very fast, that are losing money for you, yes or no? So another characteristic of a defensive stock, or another way to identify a defensive stock, is to check whether the director has a proven track record to manage the company very well in a downtrend. And if you do not have those stock in your portfolio, you'll be adding them, which means you will be increasing the percentage of those stock in your portfolio, or try to reduce those that you consider as not so safe like those ones. So you'll be reducing the percentage of risky stock and adding the safe hand stock to your portfolio. So apart from the first characteristic, the second characteristic, the third characteristic, and the fourth characteristic of a defensive stock, there is also a fifth characteristic of defensive stock. It's about checking the competence or the proven track record of excellent directors. So you will be buying and holding, or you may have a lot of cyclical stock that are not intrinsically defensive stock in your portfolio. So everybody will be telling you, get rid of those stock, all right, because they are not a defensive stock. But you know better than those investors. You check the management. You know that those are director with a safe hand, director with a proven track record, that have managed the company very well in the previous downtrend. So you put your trust, so to speak, in those directors, and because of those directors, you may not decide to sell them at loss. So you hold on to them, though they are not defensive stock as such, but because they are managed by a proven track record directors, they become a defensive stock, because the director will do everything to create or reduce the loss of the shareholders. This is the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. Generally, a lot of market participants do not even think of defensive stock by taking into consideration the proven track record of directors that have always managed the company very well during a downtrend. They know exactly what to do in a downtrend. They have done it many times. They have the plan in place. They have the policy in place. And their concern is to reduce the loss of shareholders and to increase the value of shareholders. And even at the end of the downtrend, they will speed the rise of that value for the shareholders. So by taking in consideration the competence and the proven track record of those unique directors, one can also identify defensive stock. Though those stock may not be intrinsically a defensive stock, because they are in a safe hand, so to speak, they are managed by excellent directors, one can consider them as a defensive stock. All right. So I'm going to go back over this. So this will conclude our discussion about the characteristic of defensive stock and mastering defensive stock, part 1 to part 5. This is the last video in this series of video about mastering defensive stock, part 1 to 5. All right. So a defensive stock will also be a stock with an excellent director team. They are reputable company directors with a proven track record that have demonstrated their skill to increase shareholders' value even in a bearish economy environment. Many times they have saved shareholders and investors from negative impacts of a downtrend by implementing strategic business policy. One can refer to those directors as safe hands. Truly, one does not want to hold the stock that belong to a company that mismanaged during a recession. All right, so if you know that that company already have managed it badly, all right, they have mismanaged the company over many years, those directors are not skillful enough to handle, okay, the impact of the economy downturn. It's better to get rid of those stocks or reduce your exposure to those stocks or include more stocks that are managed by your safe hand directors, all right? So, for example, if one is buying a stock in a defensive sector, like a healthcare, utility, or food sector, so another way to find the best defensive stock using this criteria, which means the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. So, for instance, even if you are selecting an intrinsically defensive stock that belong to the healthcare sector or utility sector, you can also check the management. So you're not going to buy any healthcare sector saying that they are defensive stock. You're not going to buy any utility stock saying that they are intrinsically defensive stock. You will pay attention to the management of that company, the directors, with a proven record. So by using that fifth characteristic of a defensive stock with those stocks that are intrinsically defensive, you will select the best defensive stock. So look at it. Yes, it is intrinsically defensive stock. Now you want to do other verification, which I like to say, do not cut corners. So now you are checking the management, you are checking the director. You may see a defensive stock, but if you see that you may see an intrinsic defensive stock, or an intrinsically defensive stock belonging to the healthcare sector or utility sector. But then you look at the management, you look at the director, you say, oh, this director, he always creates havoc to shareholders. He always do badly, all right? So what do you do to that stock? Though it's an intrinsically defensive stock, you remove it from your portfolio, all right? Or you try to reduce the loss by adding more safe hands, so to speak, a stock that are managed by, a proven track record directors. All right, so pay attention to the directors of the defensive stock or any stock that you are holding in your portfolio. Companies that are managed by proven track record directors are more likely, to weather, so to speak, the economic downtrend and save more value for shareholders. All right. Very, very important. So what I'm saying to you, for example, if one is buying a stock in a defensive stock like healthcare or utility, one will filter out those with mediocre directors, right? A defensive stock is also a stock of a company with a highly clever directors who know exactly what to do in a downturn. All right, we have come to the conclusion of this series of video. This is the end of this series of video. I would like to take this opportunity to thank that trader, Topper, who have asked that essential question, asking me to record videos about defensive stock. All right. I would like to thank that trader for his patience. I think it took me almost 5 months. I did not respond straight away. I did respond to his comment, his suggestion. I did promise him to record a video, but I was busy with other topics that I consider essential at that point in time. So he was very patient. All right, he didn't unsubscribe. So thank you, Topper. All right. So if you put the suggestion or the question, just know that, all right, if it's an essential suggestion, an essential topic, at one point we'll come back to it and discuss it, and explain it to all traders. So I'm taking this opportunity to say to Top Up, thank you very much for asking an essential question. So at this level, traders can now, identify easily, all right, robust, all right, a defensive stock that can help them, in a downtrend. The objective of using defensive stock is to reduce the losses of cyclical stock. So a portfolio manager with many stock, many financial instruments in a portfolio is concerned, about the value of that portfolio when a downtrend is beginning. So many cyclical stocks will lose their value. We're talking about capital gain. There will become a lot of losses. All kind of things going on. If you are managing the portfolio for your client, so you will become a bad manager if you do not use defensive stock in a downtrend. So, or if you are a financial advisor, after this tutorial, you will recommend to your client exactly what kind of stock that they should include in their portfolio when a downtrend is beginning. A lot of financial market participants who do not know about defensive stock or about hedging do not know what to do when a downtrend is beginning, very often will accuse the bearish traders for creating havoc in their portfolio. But it's not the mistake of the bearish traders. Leave the bearish traders alone. Because if very often, in fact, more than 70% of the time, the financial market will go up. So everybody is happy during that time, but the trend will not go up forever, or the cycle will not be bullish forever. At one point, there will be a harvest. The harvest is what we call a downturn. So the global economy will be bullish for a time. There is a global economic cycle. Then we have a down cycle, a bearish cycle. So during that time, it's essential to use the defensive stock either to protect your portfolio or to manage it, which means you are removing some of the holding that you have. You don't want to hold them in a downtrend, or as you know that you are reaching a fifth wave, all right, or the market is topping out, or you have made enough money. If you do not know how to manage a portfolio in a downtrend, if you do not know how to recognize defensive stock or use a hedging activity in a downtrend, all you can do, just sell them all at profit. If they are all in profit, sell them all. So if you have 70% of portfolio in profit and 30% in loss, and you don't know anything about defensive stock, you can just sell the 70%, all right? Sell them. Grab your profit, and you take a small loss, and then all your client will be happy, or yourself will be very happy, isn't it? So you want to sell it. So market coming to the top. It's because you're reaching the fifth wave, or you don't know anything about defensive stock. You can just close that portfolio, bank your profit, go on holiday during the downtrend, and come back another time. But skillful asset managers or portfolio managers who understand how to identify all type of defensive stock, well, as we show you now, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, it's not all about stock belonging to the healthcare sector. It's not all about stock belonging to utility sector. It's not all about stock that belong to the food sector. It's not all about stock that are not cyclical. Everybody knows about that, about defensive stock. There are more to defensive stock, as we have demonstrated to traders in this tutorial, part 1 to part 5. So skillful portfolio manager and asset manager who can recognize defensive stock will add those defensive stock using the 5 characteristics of a defensive stock that we are discussing here to ride the down move. And in fact, they can make money. Another thing that I need to explain to traders, if you are in a financial market and you always buy and hold, if you are a technical trader, you should learn to sell also. So instead of criticizing the bearish traders, you can sell during a downtrend if you know how to sell. So instead of buying as you did during the bullish trend or buying and hold in the bullish trend, if you know how to sell, you can sell also during a downtrend in the harvest time. You are not devaluing the value of any shareholders. You are not evil market participants as they try to label the bearish traders. All the bearish traders are doing, they are just riding the downtrend. There is economy downturn, okay? Many financial instruments are more likely to go down. The bearish traders, okay, put on their bearish clothes and they start selling because they know that this is the season where no one should buy. They are not doing anything. They are just riding it down. All right? The same people that were buying before, who know how to sell, those bullish traders, they remove their bullish coat, so to speak, and now put on their bearish vest. All right? And then they start selling. And people say the bearish traders are selling. No, it's a cycle. The market was bullish before, now the harvest time has come. Don't buy and hold. If you want to hold it, use defensive stock and understand how to identify, okay, a valid defensive stock using the 5 characteristics that we have discussed in part 1 to part 5 about a defensive stock. So this will conclude our discussion today about mastering a defensive stock, okay, part 5. If you have any question or suggestion, please put in the comment section, and of course I will be recording another video to answer your specific question. If this video has been truly useful to you, please let us know by giving us the thumbs up. If you think, George, well, this is another ridiculous recording, mark it down, give us the thumbs down. However, if you think this is an essential tutorial that can help other market participants, feel free to share with your friend on Google+, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. Alright, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please, my friend, subscribe to our channel today. Okay, subscribe to our channel today. It's free, and be sure to click on the notification icon, so anytime we record a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. Alright, until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the TSTW24 traders, talking about mastering defensive stock, part 5. End of this series of tutorial, and thank you very much for watching part 1 to part 5. Now you are ready to identify different types of defensive stock, and you also know the difference between a defense stock and a defensive stock. And the first characteristic, the second characteristic, the third characteristic, the fourth characteristic, and the fifth characteristic of a defensive stock. Most importantly, how to use it to manage a portfolio as a trader, investor, or asset manager in an economic downturn. Happy trading to you all, and I will speak to you soon. We are the TSTW24 traders, talking about mastering defensive stocks, part 5.